By the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. A Senate vote to avoid a looming government shutdown held up by one lawmaker.
The Senate just getting back underway after a brief recess tonight. And in that time, the government shut down for the second time this year.
CBS's Weijia Zhang has the latest for us now from Capitol Hill, where the House has its own problems mustering the necessary votes.
By early evening, the Senate still hadn't voted on a 700-page bill to fund the government, inching ever closer to another shutdown.
I would argue that it's time to vote.
We're in risky territory here.
But Kentucky Republican Rand Paul wasn't on board and held up the vote over spending increases.
If you were against President Obama's deficits and now you're for the Republican deficits, isn't that the very definition of hypocrisy?
The massive agreement funds the government for 6 weeks and raises federal budget caps for 2 years on defense and domestic spending. The bill also lifts the nation's debt ceiling for a year and allocates $90 billion for areas hit by hurricanes and wildfires.
The White House has urged Congress to pass the deal, but warned federal agencies to prepare for a limited shutdown.
The House of Representatives has its own challenges for passage, with conservatives opposing spending and Democrats holding out for a promise to protect DACA recipients.
No DACA, no deal.
Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi pressed Speaker Paul Ryan to commit to a vote on immigration legislation, but Ryan is waiting for cues from the White House.
I want to make sure that we get it done right the first time. I don't want to just risk a veto.
Without a deal, the government shuts down at midnight for the second time this year. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And sources on Capitol Hill say a vote is planned for the early morning hours.
And if it passes, the bill that is, the government could reopen even before sunrise.
Well, stocks took another big hit today. For the second time this week, the Dow plunged more than 1,000 points.
The market closed down 1,032 points, 10% off its record high from just 2 weeks ago. The Dow's nosedive today, its second worst point drop in history, surpassed only by Monday's swoon of 1,175 points.
Many of last year's best performing stocks have struggled recently. Those include technology, banks, and healthcare.
Extreme caution, the word for anyone heading out on the roads this evening. Freezing rain iced over vehicles and iced over Billings roadways, pretty much the norm across town today. And tonight, steady snow has replaced the freezing rain.
Authorities warned to leave more space between you and the next vehicle because increased braking distance is necessary. The dangerous roadways also pushing hundreds of state wrestlers and their families to Billings early today ahead of tomorrow's all-class state wrestling tournament.
So on to the weather now. Bob McGuire joining us. The rain replaced with the snow, and already the snow piling up in impressive amounts, Bob.
I measured 1 inch already in our parking lot just a couple of seconds ago before we got on the news, so that's what's happening. Let me show you what's out there. You can see we did pick up a lot of snow already in other places. Great place for this. 8 miles northeast of Powderville had 12 inches of powder. Meanwhile, Ekalaka had 8.7 inches of snow. 20 miles southeast of Colstrip, Forsyth, and Rock Springs, all 8 inches of snow over in Rosebud County. And as you can see, the Doppler radar shows you the snow continues to pour its way into our region tonight. And there's more where this snow came from, all the way from Great Falls. So that's why we have this winter storm warning. Now, Billings, Yellowstone County, and Bighorn County all have been included in it. We're going to see maybe 4 to 8 inches of snow and more icy roads in the morning. We'll have more on the forecast in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Well, much of recent attention surrounding sexual misconduct has been directed at Hollywood. Victims of sexual abuse can also be found behind the walls of the Montana Women's Prison.
Tonight, Q2's Asia Gore is on special assignment to bring us their stories and show us why their abusers remain free.
I had gone through a divorce that was very messy, and I turned to drugs and alcohol.
When Chanda Klein was convicted of forgery and drug possession in 1999, she knew she would pay for her crimes with her freedom. She did not expect to pay with her body.
He had me upstairs above the gym in the boiler room when I just didn't want it. He grabbed my boobs and was pulling on them hard. And then he wanted to get into my pants, and I was saying no, and he was pulling them down, and I was pulling them back up.
As Klein later told investigators, the guard raped her and then intimidated her for months to keep her quiet. Her abuser was fired from the prison in 2013 for workplace misconduct, but he's never been criminally charged.
It's bad enough that you have to go and you feel guilty and horrible and small to begin with, but to have someone stomp on you in that condition and to be left hopeless somewhere was the worst feeling I ever had.
Klein is not the only woman to suffer sexual assault behind bars. Documents filed with the Montana Public Safety Officer Standards and Training Department detail allegations against 4 detention officers in as many years. Officer John Goodnight surrendered his certificate in 2016 after he allegedly exchanged romantic letters with an inmate. Officer Michael Mansfield fired in 2016 after 14 years at the prison. An investigation revealed evidence of sexual harassment against inmates and female staff. He allegedly offered a $100 finder's fee to any staff or inmate who could find him a girlfriend. Gallatin County marriage records show Mansfield married a parolee who returned to prison under his watch. Officer Manuel Zuniga lost his certificate in 2017 after 12 years on the job. According to documents, Zuniga had sexual contact with inmates, provided favorite inmates with contraband like lotion, shoes, and lingerie, and intimidated witnesses. After Zuniga was fired from the prison, he went on to serve on the Canyon Creek School Board. Officer John Koenig lost his certificate after alleged sexual contact with a parolee, along with favoring and flirting with other inmates. And the Department of Correction confirms employment of a staff member named Norman Ritchie was terminated in 2002, 1 year after he was hired. Marriage records in Yellowstone County show he too married an inmate while she was locked up. The Montana Department of Corrections declined to comment on any of these recent cases, saying they still could result in criminal charges. But Yellowstone County Attorney Scott Twito tells me his office hasn't received any criminal complaints against staff at the women's prison in at least 5 years. Garrity rights protect officers who disclose information about a fireable offense from criminal prosecution, but it does not protect them from civil action like revocation of a law enforcement certificate.
I think it's one of the most serious things that could happen to a public safety officer.
Perry Johnson's office not only certifies officers to work in Montana, but also investigates allegations of misconduct.
Currently, I can tell you that we have 70 open allegations that we're looking at.
His office has just one investigator for the entire state who reviews evidence and conducts interviews with the officer and his or her accusers.
There's no secrets. We're not hiding the ball from anybody. The bottom line is it's got to be fair for everybody that's involved.
If Johnson's office revokes the officer's certificate, that officer can no longer work in Montana. But Johnson says that's only been the case since 2014, and the code passed that year is not retroactive.
So if you were revoked as a public safety communicator, you could be a detention officer.
Marilyn Hamill, a retired guard at MWP, recalls several instances of sexual misconduct.
He did a lot more than he should have. And the girls used to make comments about, well, he's not happy at home. And I go, that's his problem, not yours.
Hamill believes inmates sometimes initiated sexual relationships with staff.
It's kind of like a 16-year-old. Legally, they cannot give consent to have sex. So 16-year-olds and younger can't give consent either. Inmates are the same.
Jenny Hansen, the newly hired warden, says the prison is committed to following all 52 standards of the Prison Rape Elimination Act.
We're the first facility in the state of Montana that has passed 2 pre-audits.
The most recently released audit from 2016 shows the prison did pass that exam, but a closer look reveals it was incompliant with at least 7 standards. One incompliant standard is protection against retaliation for inmates and staff who report sexual misconduct, an issue that Klein says kept her quiet until her release.
It was just something I had to do to survive.
Hansen believes the recent addition of a caseworker focused on sexual misconduct allegations will further her goal of safety for inmates.
They're people first. They're human beings first, and they deserve to have their needs met, be protected, feel like this is a safe, secure place to deal with whatever issues they might have been having that got them here.
Klein may be a free woman today, but she says the abuse she experienced behind bars is a life sentence. Asia Gore, MTN News, Billings.
Thank you very much, Asia.
Klein, along with several other women, have filed lawsuits against officers and the Department of Corrections.
But Asia tells us often the terms of any settlement includes non-disclosure agreements, which explains why the public never hears about many of these cases.
An investigative report out today says the Westmoreland Coal Company is to blame for a mine worker's fall to his death last May.
The report says the company failed to ensure that the mine's truck drivers safely dumped their loads. It was last May 6th when 62-year-old Michael Ramsey was killed when the haul truck he was driving tumbled 150 feet down the high wall. As Ramsey was dumping his 98-ton load of dirt and rock, the ground gave way beneath. The report goes on to state that Westmoreland Coal had knowledge of the unsafe dumping practices at the Rosebud mine.
Company policy states that no equipment shall work on top of the high wall within 25 feet. Trucks are to dump short, and bulldozers then finish pushing the material over the edge. However, the investigation revealed crews routinely pulled up and dumped their truckloads over the edge.
The Mine Safety and Health Administration's corrective action states that trucks will not dump over the high wall under any circumstances.
Michael Ramsey had more than 10 years experience and had completed annual refresher training just 1 month before the incident.
Up next in tonight's Health Watch, it's a dangerous trend, dabbling in illegal drugs, but young professionals say they'll do anything for their careers.
And also tonight in sports, the Lady Golden Bears of West look to keep their winning ways alive in Bozeman tonight.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.